Hello friends, this is Mirna from Mirna's Calm Joys. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video about discs for you guys and why I love them so much, why I think they are so functional, so flexible and modular for functional planning or journaling, note taking, whatever is your preferred use. They are so versatile, and as you can see, I have many different setups. Some are tryouts, some are storage, but I'll explain everything in a bit. Lately, I am loving these tiny 15 millimeter discs. They fit 15 millimeter in diameter. So these are the ones I use here and the ones I use in my Coach notebook / planner. This is my work and project and social media planner and notebook, everything and anything. I'm gonna explain in just a bit. But do you guys love discs? Let me know in the comments. Do you use them? For what you use them? Which system are you using with discs, or which brand? These are just the ones I found on Amazon. I discovered them first in these black, and I must say aluminum discs are the ones I prefer over plastic because pages turn more easily, and that's what I'm gonna show you in a second. Let me just clear this a bit to start. Discs come in different sizes, as I said. These are the smallest ones and my favorite ones because you can have different thinner notebooks set up, like this Coach A5. This cover is made for a thin coiled notebook or any A5 bound notebook. But as you can see, I have it set up with these 15 millimeter discs, and this is true A5 size. Everything is nice, set up and compact. So then I have some that are 20 millimeter discs, like these plastic ones, or these also metal ones. I love them too, but if I would love to use them in a Coach A5, then I would need to cut the page a little bit less here because this is made for a snug A5 page fit. Nevertheless, I like these, but when you fill them up, then it's heavier. So that's why 15 millimeters are better. So let me move it a little bit to then show you. These are the same ones. I just put them here so you guys can see. The company I bought them from on Amazon is called Bene Creat. I've already shown these in my Louis Vuitton Emily back in February, I believe, or March, and how I use them sometimes. I'm gonna go over it again today a little bit, but just wanted to show the different versatility that you can achieve with discs. So this is now, I just changed them to black ones in my Coach. Then for winter time, or depending on the cover I have, I will switch the color of the discs, but the same size. So I'm just gonna move this for a bit. So another set of 20 millimeter are these rose gold ones, also from Amazon. These are the ones that have a hole inside, and I got these back in 2020. And these and the gold ones. Now there's so many cheaper options. So these only came like 8 in a set. I think it was $25 back then, or 20, I'm not sure. But what I love about discs is that you can create any planner size you want, or notebook size, however you wish. The holes are always the same. They are the same width apart from each other. So no matter if you use the smaller like I did in this one. First I cut this up in a mini HP size, which is this paper, and then this is back from 2020, so it's still here, but I have some pages here which are B6 and some notes from YouTube, some pen testing, but this is true basic size. So I made a notebook with this in basic size. If I don't have a notebook to use with this gorgeous plum modern cover, I can make my own notebook with the help of discs. Only thing you need is discs and the punch for discs. So it will always be the same size of the holes and in between all of the holes. So if you want a bigger paper size like this one in your hole punch for these mushroom holes, you're gonna set it up for your paper. This is my storage. So currently I use 2 sizes in this. These are just, and all of the others you saw, just storage. This is something I'm in testing and will explain in a minute. The only 2 in discs I use currently are these 2. A5 and modified A5 Slim, which I made to specifically fit this folio, which is Emily MM Agenda. The size for the notebook is A5 Slim, but this is a very snug A5 Slim folio cover. It fits their Emily notebooks, which are really thin, and the width of A5 Slim size is 13 centimeters. But now with discs, I cut my pages to 12 centimeters plus now a little bit of this disc. It makes like a nice fit. So let me show you some other videos. I've shown this already and back in my Louis Vuitton possibilities video. So if you're interested, go and check that video up if you need ideas for how to use this cover. They have plenty of other colors of this cover, and also they come in a canvas material. They have beautiful other colors. I wanted the blue and red one as well, but they're not in stock anymore. We'll see what Louis Vuitton comes up next. Everybody was buying the pink one in summer. I wasn't so much into pink, but I love the red and blue. So I've used this cover with my standard notebooks, with my A5 Slim Stylogy, and now also with my discs. So this will be I'm playing between these two, the usage of A5 versus A5 Slim. So currently they're in between, both the same what I hold in them. But look how nice now. Discs make a nice thin notebook for this Emily notebook / planner, because I can change and move my pages in my discs however I wish. This is an example of one of the weeks. I was using that week more in my A5, so this one stayed a little bit empty. This was beginning of November for my social media. Basically, I made my own horizontal week on 2 pages, with week on left side and the checklist and notes on the other, and very versatile. If I change up my mind and want to use vertical weekly, I can make it in any of the programs, print it out, punch it, put it inside, and here you go. I have a planner to go. So one of the perks of discs is that you can set up your discs with many different sections, similar to ring planners. And I love my rings, don't get me wrong. My personal everyday planner is my personal rings with Franklin Covey compact inserts, a little bit modified. So stay tuned for the flip of that cover in the coming videos and how I use those. But for this one, and I'm gonna show this one as well, I have monthlies currently. They're going to be different setups for 2026, so that's why I'm playing in both, just to be able to decide what I'm going to use in them next year. But these are the example of monthly I'm using currently. Also, I did it on my own in Word, printed it out, punched it, and put inside. And when I'm done, for example, with this month, or let's see, I already moved the other months. Okay, I have May and June, July. So other than sections, I have monthly, weekly, and then I have social media, ideas pages, which are basically just notes or empty pages for now. Then I have note pages and other create pages, which are more of the coach notebook that I got with this cover. Just the pages cut up and punched and put inside here for create notes or lists, whatever I needed to. So this is currently how it is. I will change the setup for the new year and flip it for you guys. But first, yeah, you can make any notebook size you wish with discs. You can then make any section you like. Just use some of these plastic dividers, and these you can cut up on your own. These are the ones I already shown in that possibilities video, but I got them at my local print shop. They use them as covers for those project files when people make that project and have them coiled with those plastics as projects, or I don't know, presentation notebooks they make. So this is a frosted cover. I also have the shiny ones, the same ones, just totally shiny. So you would punch this with those coiled sheets. Sorry for the glare, my light is over on this side, but these are totally see-through and very shiny. So when I saw they have this, I bought it because it's less glare and then less scratchy when I use my deco pages with some shimmer or anything. But these are super nice and thin, so they don't make bulky dividers and too stiff of a dividers to fill up your rings or discs too much. So you can still fit a lot of pages with these thin dividers made out of these. So you decide which size of a notebook you want, then you cut up your dividers and you make a little bit of these thicker sheets. You can buy these at Dollar Tree or Dollarama. Those are those plastic cutting mats that people use in their kitchens. And I've shown in a video how I make pen holders like this one out of those plastic mats. So those I also use as a last page of my disc notebooks, so that I can slide them in any cover I want, and to have like a thicker surface on the back of the notebook, even if I use it on its own on the table without any leather cover. This is nice and sturdy, a bit thicker than the divider ones. So for the front I don't need it so thick, but for the back I love it. And then just slide in and anything into any notebook cover. So first was any size. The second thing why the discs are so flexible and modular is you can make any section and divide it up however you want. And the next, you can move pages of different sizes into different sizes because the holes are always the same. So let's say I want to archive these months from May to November now. I can just quickly pull it out and put into one of my archived setups, the same discs. You see, this is now the same size that Coach notebook I've cut up to have pages ready when I need them more to use up, so they are sitting here but waiting and ready to go and be used. These are the older pages I've already used and archived here, so I can now add these monthlies here. So you just go and boom, 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 put those pages here, and it's done and archived. Here I have the A5 pages from this A5 notebook of discs together in this one. So this is my archive, and you can also have one separate, let's say like this one. This is my old from the half letter size laminated deco. These are bigger discs. I would never use these as a planner, but I love them as a storage. I think these are 1 inch. I think so. I'll have to measure later. But yeah, I use these for storage of empty pages. These are the half letter width. You can now see A5 half letter. But yeah, empty pages that wait here, or all different deco pages that I switch from this and use in my coach disc setup. So this is another storage, but you saw how easy it is. Different sizes as well. These are the new smaller this is just a new smaller notebook I made in passport size, and this is the one I showed. This was me trying out personal in the weekly cover, but came from ADH Done account on Instagram. We were messaging back and forth between different disc ideas and these tiny discs, and we both love them. And then I thought, okay, let's make a passport. And then I just cut a paper. This is Rhodia, punched it, put it in here, and now I have a passport little disc notebook. And I don't have any passport covers, but now I'm eager to buy one. Maybe one from Coach one day, but I'm gonna try that for sure. I was just trying out to see how it would look, and I think it looks super cute. So if you have any small passport covers, like those Louis Vuitton ones, you can cut up any paper size, use the tiny discs. They are basically like small coils, and cut to size. So even if this sticks out a bit, you can cut your papers a little bit less, and then you'll have yourself a planner for your passport notebook. Kim mentioned that Boy and Han had covers similar to this size, so maybe go check that out if you're interested in that as well. I will definitely laminate some of the deco, and maybe for the new year print some pages to have this as a planner on the go, because I love this as a small planner in my small bags this size. But let's say I use some of the pages and I want to archive them. It's so easy. You just take it out and either use in this planner as some kind of notes you don't want to forget, and it's here sitting inside your planner, or you can archive in your archive disk system like so, and it's ready. So when you're ready to toss them out, you can, or you can archive them like this for years and buy maybe more sets of the plastic discs to use for archiving. So yeah, I think it is a super convenient system if you don't mind writing with discs, which these tiny ones are really making it possible, because they're so tiny. You can even write on both sides, no problem. But you can also turn it like this, or maybe like this, and write this way, so discs won't be in your way. I just love them, especially these tiny ones, because then you can use them in covers, whereas the big ones require more leather to cover them up, right? And then it makes the cover bulky. But these are good for storage. And I don't love them exposed because then they bang all the time. But for storage, super convenient. So you can set up any planner or system however you wish. You can choose any notebook cover that is folio type cover that is used for bound notebooks or planners, and then you can just set up your disk system and cut it to the size of that folio. So you don't have to stick to one size that's general. You can just cut them up and punch and go, especially if you have a puncher like I have mine, which is this arc punch that I bought years ago at Staples, and those are my first discs I ever bought, the black ones, the ones here. It was one notebook in that with these discs, and then when I wanted to punch more paper, I just went in and bought this punch, which is super nice because it has here more sizes that you can choose from. So now it's set up, it even has A5, but it has A4 size paper, letter, junior, A5. But for the passport, I just eyeballed it and just put my paper in between the holes, kind of to make it even to this side and punched one, and then all the other papers to make it the same I punched with that one that was already punched, so that they all come out to be the same size and don't stick out on any. Or you can just punch one and then glue here, not glue, I mean stick the washi tape on each side so you know your measure where it will go. Sorry for the, this was in my storage in my room for my storage, so it's a little bit dusty, but that's how I use that punch. So you can switch the sizes. It is a really good punch, really cuts. You have different variation. I saw some new punches that are, I think, 4 holes or 6 holes at once, that are like the ones that you do with your hand like that. This punch, mushrooms are a bit not too, the neck of the mushroom is not too tall, so it's not the same as the Michaels, the ones that you buy from Happy Planner at Michael's stores. I don't have that one, but I saw online people are saying that they're a little bit different. This one is really good and goes well with different discs, so I can only recommend that one. Another example of my storage paper, this was for the video I made for Louis Vuitton Emily. So these are the rest of the cut papers that I still use as lists. So just plain copy paper, and these are actually leftovers from some inserts I was printing and cutting that part of leather paper. So the leftovers I just punched and put in here, and now I have lists in my kitchen when I go grocery shopping. Sometimes I write it quickly here and take with me. What is good for those of you that like A5 size paper, you can buy any paper online that is A5 or A4 size. If you buy A4 size, you can cut it in half, print all you like on it. I mean, different layouts for monthlies, weeklies, or whatever you need in your planner. Just punch on one side, like for this, for ring planners, and put in your discs. This is the Roffle paper I bought because I love fountain pens, so I always am searching for good fountain pen friendly paper. And now with my disc system, I can have many different kinds of paper in these, like in rings. These are from Coach notebook. These are some Rhodia paper. Then I have some Tomoe River sheets here, which are really thin, but they're working well with discs, no problem. Some more Rhodia. These are Kokuyo Bis paper, which I use in A5 size for printing inserts. And so on, like more Tomoe River, more Kokuyo, and like that. So this is my A5 Slim. Like that I made my A5, and I love this. So quickly, just to show you, but I'll make a full flip and which inserts are working for me and how I'm gonna switch it up now for December and next year. But some monthlies, then some weeklies for Haru, from Haru Plans, and then I just have a social media section, which is like plain paper, and then what I do for videos or planned notes for some of the videos. Then create pages, which are pages that like I get ideas for covers I want to make from leather. Notes in the back, which are different notes and research I'm doing online and just quickly jotting stuff down. A lot of it I moved already to storage because I wanted to have more room for new inserts. So keep that in mind. And then the last now currently says just ideas. I'm gonna make different names for my sections once I figure out what is this gonna be for exactly and what is this gonna be for exactly in the 2026 year. So stay tuned for my full 2026 system video and more of the detailed flips and plan with me's. I have some pages, but I couldn't show them for my work and tutoring, but I moved some to storage. I have some left, but I can't show anything yet. I will. So here I also do some monthly ideas, and these are my, sometimes if I use this on my desk and I'm at my desk planning and doing timely plan, then I also put my family stuff in here, but mostly family is in my personal rings. And this is more for projects, social media, journal lessons, lesson plans, and I will now print new inserts for lesson plans, which I took out of here. So stay tuned to see that more in the future. So yeah, A5, A5 Slim, B6, Passport. This is standard TN, this here. This is storage of used ones, and this is storage of used ones. So any planners you can make as you wish. The difference between moving around from planner cover to planner cover between rings and discs is much more functional and possible with discs, because this is an example of personal sized ring inserts, which you see these are original holes of it that it came with. This is the insert it came with my modern planners that I bought 2 years ago. So I have a lot of these papers in storage for my dailies if I need them, or groceries. I now punched holes because I was trying this in my modern weeks cover to see how it would look, but sorry for the shake. But these holes are like they are here, and if I would love to put this, let's say, in A5 ring binder, it wouldn't work. So I can't move these pages, put them in here for storage, or add from my personal to my A5, because the holes are totally different. This is my first ever, I mean, since here in Canada I had ring binders before in elementary school and high school, but these nice leather ones with 6 rings. So you see how holes are different on an A5 size versus personal size, so they won't align. Like you can't really if I put these holes on this side, these won't align totally. So yeah, it is different width between these two holes and these holes here. So yeah, not exactly so interchangeable like it is with discs. I can put these pages in here, no problem, and I can take them out and put in this storage A5 with all the sizes, no problem. They're always the same width, so you might not be so stunned with this. I hope this helps somebody. I was so pleasantly surprised when I found these tiny discs here, because you can use them with any nice folios like this one or like this one without being too heavy, because of course if you have these large discs it becomes heavy, but these ones are like plain A5 notebooks and the weight is similar, not too much. So I can use this with my personal rings, which are 25 millimeter in width, so that means more paper and heavier, but I can bring them both together in one bag without my bag being too heavy. Same as this. If I want more compact than A5, this is even lighter, so I can take this with my personal, or even only this. Maybe put one notebook for my journal here, and I have planner and journal inside here, and so compact and nice. That's why I'm in love with this tiny discs. That's why the name of the thumbnail is 15 millimeter for the win. So that's it, guys. You'll see more of these two planner and setups for December and for the new year in the coming videos. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope to see you very soon in the next videos. Bye, guys.